Everyone, I wanted to share the banana chocolate chip muffin recipe with everyone so that you could have a little bit of the Cougar's Den at home during this time. Hope you follow along and the recipe will be attached. When making banana bread, you need ripe bananas. These bananas right here are perfectly ripe, they're not rotten, they're ready to go. Except, I don't have enough for the recipe. And this banana right here is not ripe enough to add to it. So what happens is, instead of throwing these bananas out because you can't make the recipe because you don't have enough, you can put them in a Ziploc bag, put them in the freezer, and when you have enough to make a recipe, you can take them out, defrost them, and they're ready to go to make the most delicious banana bread or muffins. It's important to have all your mise en place in place. So don't forget, mise en place means everything in its place. So we have all of our ingredients measured out separately, and we have our equipment together for the mixing process. First, in a small bowl with a whisk, you're going to add your all-purpose flour, your baking soda and salt, and mix together so it incorporates the leavening agent, which is the baking soda, into the flour evenly. The next step is going to be mixing all the wet ingredients. So you need your larger bowl with your larger whisk, and a quick trick is if your whisk falls into the bowl and because it's not long enough, you can put a rubber band around it and it sits gently right here on the edge, and then you don't have to worry about it falling in. So first we're going to take the bananas and dump them in. Now if they're already frozen, they're going to be pretty watery and pretty mushed up. But you can mush them up again with your whisk so you have smaller pieces. We're going to then add the sugar and the oil. And the vanilla. So a quick bread is just what it says. It's just a quick, easy bread. It does not have yeast in it. It has a chemical leavener, so this one has baking soda in it. You just mix it together. You don't want to overmix because the gluten in the flour and the eggs will get too tough. So another example of quick bread would be pancake batter or waffle batter. So it's just like that. You don't want to overmix your pancakes or your waffles because you know Mr. Linehan, he'll definitely be upset once we go back if we overmix our waffle batter and pancake batter in the Cougar's Den. Next, you're going to add your eggs. Kind of use your whisk to break them up. Whisk quickly without splatting. Once you can no longer see your eggs, you're going to add your flour. Before you actually mix your flour, I'm making chocolate chip walnut muffins, so you're going to add your dry flavorings into it. So if you have walnuts or chocolate chips, or you don't have to put anything, you'd add them on top of your flour so that the flour helps coat them and it suspends them in the batter. So if you just put them in after you mixed your batter, your chocolate chips or walnuts would sink to the bottom of your muffin or bread, and this way the flour helps cling to the sides and sticks them in the middle of the batter during baking and doesn't allow them to fall down. So you're going to use your whisk to mix them up. So once you have all the flour incorporated, you're going to switch to a spatula to scrape down the sides of your bowl and the bottom to make sure any little bit of flour has been folded in, but you're not over mixing the quick bread. Once you have your batter done, you can make 2 loaf pans like this, which you would spray and fill 2/3 of the way, or you can make 12 muffins, standard size muffins, using the muffin pan. You can spray if you're not using a wrapper, and if you are using a wrapper and these are a little bit bigger, you're going to end up with less muffins. When scooping your muffins, you're going to use the blue portion scoop and shop, or any size ice cream scoop will work to get the equal amount of batter in the muffins. You always want to have the perfect portion of batter in each muffin so that they bake evenly in the oven and you don't have one that's a little bit bigger than the other. Once you have your muffins scooped, you're going to bake them at 350 in the middle rack for 35 minutes to 45 minutes. A good rule of thumb is for every inch of batter that you have, it's going to be about 10 minutes long to bake. Hope you enjoy the banana chocolate chip muffins.